Great home games. As great as they're playing right now, I can't see them not finishing on top of the ladder. And Sydney's coming, which I mentioned earlier. They have the easiest run home.
Sydney winners last night. Matthew Dellavedova on our screen, Liam, as we take a look at the DoorDash starting five. 20% off everything. Use the code word MADNESS this month. Is he getting the recognition that he should be?
He's having a great season. We all knew what he was going to come in and do at the defensive end, running the team. But Dean Vickerman said at the start of the year, we want him to tap back into the scoring game he showed as a collegiate at St Mary's. Shoot the three ball, get into the lane, shoot your floater. And he has been putting points on the board. And he's in a rich vein of form right now.
Averaged 18 points last round to the Adelaide 36ers and their DoorDash starting lineup, Corey. Well, it all centres on Mitch McCarron, who took the responsibility on after their loss last week, said it's going to start and finish with me. And he showed that on Friday night in Cairns. 21 points, season high for him.
Yeah, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. This is the Mitch McCarron that they need to lead this team. He has to lead from the front. I need him to consistently tap it into the cans. Mitch McCarron, that's when he's at his best for this team.
First time back in John Cain Arena today too, after last year's championship.
Yeah, the emotions will be stirring for Macca in front of his old home crowd. And they snapped a 5-game losing streak the other night, Adelaide, so bringing a little confidence into this one.
Speaking of championships for Melbourne United, Pete Hooley's done exactly that, and he's courtside for us this afternoon. Hools, great to have you with us, and this is a big game for Melbourne United and a big crowd too.
Well, it is, guys, celebrating the multiculturalism, as you said. It's those jerseys, got the flags that they represent, the same flags that are on at their training facility hanging from the rafters at Hoop City. The best part about it, they started in semi-final game 1. Now, they went and lost game 2, and the players, Jock Landau, Chris Golding, they pushed to have the jerseys come back. Then they went undefeated from that in that jersey. That's why they're back. Is it the start of a good luck run here? We'll soon find out.
We sure will. As we're ready to go, and a shout out to our Kmart ball kid for this afternoon as well. Edward is with us as well. Edward, great to have you with us. It looks like a nice sunny day. There's one to watch for the future.
Beautiful palm trees in the back. Nice looking court.
So Adelaide coming off a win on Friday night over Cairns, their biggest win of the season. They'd lost 5 straight prior to that. Caught Shayili's leg on the way out.
Shayili starting in place of Caleb Agata. He started a couple of games at the beginning of the year. Shayili in place of Chris Golding. They lost both of those games. Makes for a tough defensive backcourt. Dilly and Dellavedova together.
Agata missing with COVID protocols. Dave Barlow also not playing for Melbourne. Still with plantar fascia issue in his foot. Dufelmeyer started on Friday against Cairns and played some good minutes. Starts well here.
It's a real good look for Tad Dufelmeyer, taking advantage of the opportunity. You know, let's face it, we all thought that their import, Dusty Hannahs, would come in here and be really, really productive, and it just hasn't happened, and that's given Dufelmeyer opportunity, and he's capitalized.
While it's all deep, 10 points, 5 rebounds, a couple of assists on Friday for Dufelmeyer. His first season with the Adelaide 36ers was with the Taipans prior to that. Him being out there created so many other opportunities for McCarron. Bairstow from the free throw line, that's flat. Big day on Sunday hoops. Up next, it's Brisbane versus Cairns. Later today, the Perth Wildcats back at home at RAC Arena.
You know that arena is going to erupt.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't seen their team in so long.
Bairstow at Luala-Chul. They've played twice this season already, these two teams. It's 1-1. The Bairstow-Luala-Chul matchup has been superb in both.
Well, he's just got that veteran savvy. Cam Bairstow, highly efficient game. And an early bucket for him right there.
Melbourne 0 from 3. Golding misses his first attempt. Dufelmeyer has space to tee one up. It's all Adelaide to start this one. And in 2 minutes of basketball, Dean Vickerman said, you know what? I've seen enough.
He got cleaned up there on the Daniel Johnson screen a few possessions ago. And Dean Vickerman, yeah, he's not happy. 7-zip start. given some guys some open looks, and he's going to be looking for a response from his squad.
Threes, huh? You shooting threes? Anyone want to put their feet in the paint? That's one coming out. Not bad shots, but again, there's multiple of them, and we don't put our feet in the paint or don't rebound, we're in some trouble. The green looks shaky, and how far we got spread out in that one. Let's just match up and get solid for a while. All right. Next one down. Let's go a circle right now. Let's try and really put our feet in the paint. Trip, let's have you sprint off this one. Dooley's coming. Do it down screen in space. Bang, slip out of this hard, Joe, at the elbow. Try and put your feet in the paint and receiver spots. Don't have it on ball. Come on.
Pretty straightforward instructions from Melbourne coach Dean Vickerman. Put the three ball away and get some feet in the paint.
He's made a couple of changes too. Brad Newley comes in, and so does development player Zach Triplett. 2 minutes into the game, Chris Golding off the floor, and the young fella with some early run.
Golding and Dellavedova, as Liam said, not out there. Pete Woolley all over that. Both went into the change rooms together in that timeout. Nearly with the left hand. Straightforward instructions. This is a wild coach Dean Vick in the offensive plays. Put the three ball away and get some feet in the paint.
He's made a couple of changes.
Have a look at Chris Golding there.
So does
bottom of the screen, grabbing the right hand.
2 minutes into the game, Chris Golding off the floor.
Went to the back.
And the young fella with some early run.
Too important of a stretch.
Dellavedova, as Liam said, not out there. People all over that.
Fighting for home court advantage. Those two players
together in that timeout. Nearly with the left straightforward instructions. This is a wild coach Dean Vick in the offensive lineup out there right now, Liam. Put the three ball away. I'm not sure that this group would have spent a lot of time together. Look at Chris Golding there. Bottom of the screen, grabbing the right hand.
Chris Golding will barely go off, and it wasn't no Caleb Agata. So Triplett's got to play this early stretch.
Johnson's fade away. Bairstow had it knocked away. Adelaide retained possession. McCarron, title last year with Melbourne United, lays it up with the left hand. They're full of confidence, the visitors.
Well, when they played last, they won the game in Adelaide. It was a thriller. Adelaide have struggled pretty much since that game. Haven't been able to put games together. Good take by Shea Ellie, but coming into this arena, they're confident.
19 points against South East Melbourne last Sunday for Shea Ellie. His highest score as a Melbourne United player. Detch underneath Bairstow.
Well, they're getting into their spots. The 36ers. Bairstow into the paint. McCarron into the paint. Meanwhile, down the other end, good response from Shea Ellie. Dean Vickerman in the huddle says, hey, we're shooting threes. Anyone want to get 2 feet in the keyway? And a couple of possessions in a row, Ellie makes that happen.
No Caleb Agata. Their 3 top guards are out. Delhi in the back, as we know. Goulden back in the back, as we know. Very interesting situation for them to be in. Let's see how they respond.
Sure is. We don't often see them in this situation early in a game. They're second in the competition, Melbourne, for first quarter points.
Yo, dude, you never see them in this situation with their first the 3 strongest guards are not there, which means their 3 best perimeter defenders are not there.
Oh, hold on, Shea Ellie.
3 out of 4? You got 1. There's 2 other guys out there on the wing.
I feel you, but this is where Shea Ellie needs to really take the bull by the horns, and he's done that these last 3 possessions. Best 6th man of the year for me at this point. Elite perimeter defender, but has been given him an offensive punch as well. And with all those guys not there right now,
their defense is control, and their defense is weaker on the perimeter. Let's see if Adelaide will take advantage of that.
That's Jack White.
They do not.
He'll need to lift his involvement. He was superb when the teams played in round 9. 18 and 11 in that game. Wild Shaw misses from the mid-range. Duffelmeyer has McCarron. He gets Bairstow involved, and he's back on the free throw line.
That was great transition offense. Really good run from Mitch McCarron. Ball gets in Tad Duffelmeyer's hands off the defensive rebound, and Macca says, let me fill this lane. Quick read there as Ellie steps in front, and he finds Bairstow striding to the hoop.
18-8 when they played in round 8. 16-13 when they played in round 9. Cam Bairstow, who's had such a great season, but he saved some of his best games for Melbourne United. And he's also generous because he's given burgers early in the game.
That didn't take long.
To Melbourne basketball fans, the code word is net. Newly quickly to the other end.
That'll be frustrating for CJ Bruton. Can't give up a layup off a free throw situation. Got to get back on deep.
Here's Dusty Hannahs in for his first minutes. 2 of 10 on Friday night. Doesn't get that to drop. Melbourne have scored off their last 2 possessions. Moala Chul makes sure that Melbourne score off their last 3 possessions and got it back to a 1-point game.
Great effort by Shayeli. Liam mentioned earlier he'd have to lift. Good penetration, drew the defense. Nice alley-oop pass, and JLA finishes.
McCarron turns the corner. It's good.
That's Mitch McCarron that Adelaide signed. That's the guy they want. Looking to make plays. Looking to knock down shots. Big game the other night in the win over Cairns, and they're going to need him firing again today. With some early run.
Too important of a stretch.
Says Illy. Shot clock at 7. A little out of control. Has Newley. Melbourne have scored off their last 2 possessions. There's some holding going on under the basket.
JLA finishes.
Foul on the 36ers. Their third of the quarter.
Those bigs getting active down there, bumping and
Mitch
grinding.
McCarron that Adelaide signed. That's the guy they want. Looking to make plays. Looking to knock down shots. A few more of those little pushes and shoves, Cam Bairstow. The other night, the rebound contest, in the win over Cairns. They're going to need him getting reacquainted with the big fella.
Dean Vickerman has gone to the very end of the bench. Dion Brewster, who we've only seen in 7 games this season, has Newley. Scored off their last 2 possessions. There's some holding going on under the basket. He's out there for the foul on the first quarter. Moala Chul. Over the top of Soto.
Beautiful work with the body. Moala Chul just so.
Who just went straight vertical. That left Soto open.
It's great penetration. You got the big man on you who's the rim protector in JLA. As you see, CG40 at the bench. So that's
from the guys who made the call to pass the ball. Come on! He's not doing anything there but shooting it.
Melbourne ball from the side.
Oh, he's giving everyone a rev up. Dean Vickerman, his own guys in the early timeout. Now the officials.
Knocked away by McCarron. Here's Brewster. Top of the key. And it's off the hands of Hook Porty. And out of play. It'll be fun to see Ariel Hook Porty and Kai Soto head-to-head. 2 of the competition's next stars, both from international borders. We'll talk about that shortly. Let's get down to Hulls.
Yeah, guys, you see Chris Golding back on the bench. Word from Melbourne United. It's a bit of a hamstring tightness, but he's all good to go when called upon. And Matthew Dellavedova, just a bit of an ankle roll. He's getting heavily strapped, and he'll also be a chance to return.
Well, that's good news for Melbourne, Pete. Golding going to the scorer's table. And we'll soon find out how he is. Soto spins on Hook Porty and drew contact.
nice move by the young fella. Super talented. Put the ball on the deck. Nice spin move. He gets to the line for 2.
Surprised to see him bring Chris Golding back in with hamstring tightness.
Clearly, he's fine. We're about to see.
Not a playoff game.
What are you thinking?
I mean, all these games are important because, as we said off the top, you know, you want that #1 spot, home court advantage, right throughout the playoffs. But he is a superstar. And in big games, in big moments, you want to make sure he's out there on the floor. So
would this change your mind if I told you that the next 4 games are Illawarra, Perth, Southeast Melbourne?
it's a tough stretch. Tough stretch, but
he must be fine. That would be a call Chris Goulden would have made. He'd have looked at him and said, look, you good? He'd have been like, yep, I'm good. Okay, get back in.
Well, here he goes. Turns the corner. It's okay that time. Adelaide lead the rebound count by 2 at the moment. They're 2 of the competition's best rebounding teams. The 36ers and United. Nice hands from Brewster.
He must be fine.
What's his turn on the low block?
Chris Goulden with a nice one-on-one move. Good recognition.
One all between the next stars.
Good recognition by Chris Goulden. He had a deep seal, found the next star, and he finishes.
Brewster's hands were good by 2. Ariel Hook-Porty. They're 2 of the competition's best rebounding Southeast Melbourne in a game where there was 36ers and United. Hands from Brewster in his time on the court.
Hugely influential. He's been in really good form. Scored in double figures in 5 of his last 6.
What's his turn on the low block?
Chris Goulden with a nice one-on-one
that one.
Good recognition.
One all between the next stars.
Good recognition by Chris Goulden. He had a deep seal, found the next star, and he finishes.
Getting some more minutes in the last couple of weeks under CJ Bruton. Soto from outside. Melbourne will live with that.
Brewster's come in and give some good minutes on the defensive end. And that's what you have to do. Start on the defensive end. These opportunities, be ready.
Peatley, feet set. Quick release 3. Loose ball. Reeled in by Golding, who turns and fires. I think he's okay.
He's moving well.
Never seen a shot he didn't like.
He's got a couple up, hasn't he?
Just checking the hammy.
Single figure shot clock for the 36ers. Hannahs. Soto misses the tip in. Adelaide just having a little trouble scoring at the present time. Brewster played through. And has 2 free throws coming.
Way to push. Saw a lane. Hannahs couldn't keep him in front. He gets tangled up, but he goes up again and gets fouled. Good minutes by Brewster. I've never seen him on the court, so I'm just happy that with him out there, it's been productive.
Yeah, he's a cool story because he's in the league 5 or 6 years ago at the Sydney Kings under Andrew Gaze, Leonard Copeland, and fell out of the league, and he kind of fell right out of the picture there for a couple of years, but continued to work hard on his game and his body back in New Zealand. He was the NBL MVP last year and Defensive Player of the Year.
And All-Star 5.
Just killed it. And then with Melbourne losing Sam McDaniel, they look at a guy like this and say, hey, you might be able to play a role for us. At that, in that kind of vein, and he's come out here in this moment, giving him a punch.
Last time we saw Dion Brewster on the court was round 9. He played 15 seconds against Adelaide.
This would be a perfect opportunity to tell a lot of players that play in NBL 1 and lower divisions underneath the NBL in Australia. You feel you can play in the NBL? Go get MVP of a league and defensive player of the league. Defensive player of the year, right? Defensive player of the year. Do it at both ends to give yourself the best opportunities. Because you're not going to come into this league being looked at for offense. So to add value, you could potentially score, but defense, you're able to do that.
And these
other than that, don't say nothing about you able to play in this league.
I hear you. And these coaches around the NBL, they're looking. They will see you. Adam Ford, he's looking. He finds Bull Qual.
Yep.
They can see what he's capable of doing. Hiram Harris had a good year in the NBL. He gets another opportunity. If you work on your game, play both ends of the floor, your coaches are going to speak highly of you on and off the floor.
Facts.
You're going to get an opportunity.
Look at a guy like Tom Vodanovic out of Sydney.
There you go.
He was fantastic for them last night. Has been for the last 2 seasons.
Yes, he has. That's how you got to do it. Dominate head and shoulders. the league that you're in to try and get a look to get on an NBL team.
36ers by 2. Last minute of this opening term. Golding got away from Hannes. This is the layup. 0 from 4 in this opening term. Off the back of a hot second half in the throw. Backdoor Mojave King.
There he is, the young fella. Great backdoor and finish. Showing his athleticism.
Nice set from the 36ers. Hook Porty. No good. Tip out back for Golding. Shot clock, 8 seconds within the game clock. Nice find for Peatling. They didn't panic, Melbourne. They thought their way through it and get the right result. Now Harris, late on the clock, got it away, but it wasn't what they were looking for. What they were looking for, though, Adelaide, was a good start, and they've got that. They lead by 2 at quarter time on Sunday Hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Great to have your company for Sunday Hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's 20-18, a lead for the Adelaide 36ers at quarter time. It's a tough place to win, John Cain Arena. The 36ers have made a good start of things so far, and the winner of our Kmart Fan Cam for today, $50 to Ray Mernick. This is River getting ready on game day. He was a Melbourne United fan in the womb.
Oh, okay.
That's possibly a bit too much information.
We know that for a fact.
I don't know. It depends what the ultrasound showed up, I guess.
Well, good first quarter for Adelaide. Got off to a nice fast start. They've got 6 guys who have hit the scoreboard.
And speaking of celebrations, a shout out to Jenny Screen and Neil Mottram. Jen, one of our absolute favourites. It's part of our broadcast team. Her and Neil celebrating the birth of their first child,
So
a
good.
little baby girl this week, which is just awesome. So, Jen, we hope you're watching. We hope you're getting some sleep.
Yeah, congrats.
Jack White. The left hand high off the glass. Nice finish. I guess the interesting thing in this second quarter, Corey, will be that Matthew Dellavedova and whether he plays. We haven't seen him since the opening couple of minutes.
Must be a bad sprain. Hopefully it isn't. second. In a second, we'll look to see if he's on the bench.
Chul guarded by Duffelmeyer. Good luck, Tad. Double comes. Hook Porty. The Twin Towers doing some damage to start this second quarter.
Good job, Hook Porty on the weak side. Just making sure he had that front position ready to clean up the mess.
And his forces one over White.
I'd like to see Adelaide get their big guy, DJ, some touches because he's been non-existent so far in this game. They're going to need him.
One field goal attempt, Corey.
It's not enough for their star big man.
Here he is. Quick release three.
Okay, Nostradamus.
give us the Powerball numbers for this week if you can.
Talk us through this possession.
What do they say about a broken clock?
I got one more in me then.
Well, where'd you do? Illy responds at the other end with three of his own.
He has been stroking it.
Yeah.
Shea Illy, 2 triples made over his last 7 games at 63%. That's 2 a game. Really shooting the ball at a high rate. And that's a credit to the hard work he's been putting in during the week.
Go back to DJ. He misses. Duffelmeyer gets up and closes the lid.
Way to finish. As I stated early in the game, making the most of his opportunity.
7 points, 4 rebounds. Starters minutes looking good on Tad Duffelmeyer.
Oh, yeah.
Here come Adelaide again. Johnson sets the pick. Hannah's threads through traffic and gets to the foul line.
It's been a fascinating couple of minutes here with the lineup. Talk us through this, Corey.
See, nice take by the big fella, but Duffelmeyer cleans it up with authority. He has so much bounce.
Let's get down to Pete Hooley.
Yeah, guys, listening to CJ Brood in that quarter time, he was very happy with that first 10 minutes, but 2 things he wanted to clean up. Firstly, it was the offensive rebounds from Melbourne United. 6 of them in the first quarter. There's too many. The Twin Towers have now sat down so they can try and correct that. And defensive transition, he was saying pick-up points. Chris Golding yet to score, but as soon as he gets a defensive rebound, somebody's got to pick him up as soon as he touches the ball, because if you let him walk into a 3-ball and he starts to get rolling, bad things can happen. And a quick update on Matthew Dellavedova. I'm still watching him underneath the race. He's still running, trying to get that ankle going, but looks in a bit more pain than I think originally anticipated.
That's not great news about Delhi.
No. Just take from Newley.
He's giving him a punch towards the rim, Brad Newley. Adelaide have had a small lineup out there for a little while. Just Daniel Johnson and a bunch of guards and smaller wings. And Melbourne weren't really able to take advantage. There's Duffelmeyer right to the hoop. With the Twin Towers on the floor. Hook Porty and Luala Chul tried to post up the mismatch, but they got a little stagnant, and Vickerman said, you know what, let's change direction and match up a little smaller.
Works for them that time. Golding with his first field goal.
Duffelmeyer's 4 for 4 from the field. 9 points in 7.5 minutes. 4 rebounds to go along with that as well. Giving him really good minutes.
Game's leading scorer.
Feeling it. Oh,
he is feeling it. Maybe not that time, though.
It's just great defense. Put a series of moves on. Looked like he had him beat. But Shea Illy, of course, nice moves. But just at the end, went off his head. Shea Illy's so tough, and he's getting it done at both ends.
White put some moves on of his own. Melbourne the lead.
Tough. He listened in that early huddle, Jack White. So you know what, when I get out there, I'm attacking the hoop. Putting it on the floor, getting his feet in the paint and making plays.
Johnson's pass. A bit ambitious for McCarron.
Good hustle.
Ball's on the floor, caught a foot. Mitch McCarron looks a little sore. That Daniel Johnson-Jack White matchup that we've touched on already, Liam. 18 and 11 Jack White had in the round 9 game, which was a thriller. But in that game, as per Paolo Kennedy today on the NBL website, 15 points either on the rim or at the foul line. his athleticism was a big problem for Johnson.
Yeah, and this year, Dean Vickerman's spoken about trying to help him transition to becoming a small forward. So let's work on your handles and your ability to make plays from the perimeter. And in this type of matchup, those skills, even when he's playing the 4 spot, really coming to fruition. And on the flip side, Daniel Johnson, as Corey says, really